What's up, guys? Another night of spoilers. To start things off differently, we'll go over what was shown on Thursday morning, night. I forget, when does it come out? The dark spoilers that came out like
It was
6 in the morning.
Thursday at midnight, Thursday night.
It's not midnight, it's 6 a.m.
Yeah, ignore
Yeah.
Joey, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we're going to go over those. And as usual, if you guys are interested in the cards you're seeing, some of these are from the starter decks or from the set themselves, make sure to visit Happy Little Hug Factory. Link in the description down below so they know that we've sent you. And they have a special deal, right, Colin, on the starter decks?
yeah, if the starter decks are $15 a piece, but if you add all 5 into your cart at once, it'll take $10 off, making the grand total $65.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I like how we've like locked down the actual prices now.
They were always locked down.
We're just getting good at that intro, like the pass off, like, what was the deal, Colin? No. So getting started with the spoilers themselves, I'll start it off with Rain of Tears, which is a 1-cost chant/rune for black. Divinity of 2, and it's a quick cast. You pay 1 void more to play this card from a rune area. Put 3 -1/-1 counters on target Resonator.
That's cool.
I like this.
I like it. It's a way to. I like the quick cast option, so it's inside of your deck. It's pretty useful being able to. It only targets Resonators, which is a little unfortunate, but still pretty good. Being able to knock out Resonators, for example, or to just basically render certain ones useless on your opponent's turn if you have Floating Will, and then adding that 1 void cost brings it into balance, because if it was still 1-cost quick cast inside of your Divinity area, then we're sort of bordering on what could start getting kind of strong. So I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was Jade Resonators, it would be too strong though. Like putting permanent like when I first saw this, I didn't realize that it was like they put counters on. I just thought it was like -1/-1, so I was like, I don't really like this. But now that I'm looking at it again and reading some of the comments, it's like, you know, the fact that they're actual -1/-1 counters is good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get excited for runes now. I can't wait to get some starter decks going and see what that's like.
You guys are going to need to buy.
Hopefully.
No, I was gonna say. I was gonna say you guys are like people who are gonna need to buy those dice that I've been using. That are the black ones that are -1/-1, and white ones that are +1/+1 all the way up to +6. Because it's gonna be with the combination of this stuff with darkness and then the blue machines and stuff. Just having normal dice is gonna be super confusing. So, yeah, those are gonna become a necessity.
With Beelzebub.
This is way, but the consistency of using the plus and minus counters is going to be through the roof.
It definitely will help. I mean, I know in Magic, you know, they have like a lot of counters and stuff, and I don't think it's ever been that difficult to track.
And my favorite text is the rain weighs down on the soul.
Lame.
By the way, I did just want to mention this kind of looks like this reminds me of a Attack on Titan with like the giant like he looks like a giant titan and he's like coming in on all these guys. I don't know.
All right.
They're just crazy.
Next up is Runes of Neverending Rain. Rain runes.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. All right, so 4-cost edition. Non-darkness resonators gain -2/-2, and darkness resonators gain +2/+2. So that's pretty cool. 4 cost is high, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. Do you think it'll be played at all?
Nah.
We'll see. 4-cost edition's expensive.
Yeah, it's the rigs for an editions that are easy to bounce and stuff. Flavor text. All right, here we go. This is a mouthful. The angels that were excommunicated with Satan continued to weep over this land. Those tears became rain, transforming this once holy sanctuary into runes. And I just want to point out. Yeah. It turned into runes. Rain runes. There's a comment. The person was like, Runes of Neverending Rain. Rain runes. Coming soon to Force of Will. Will Force.
And they got the picture and they flipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
the logo.
That's awesome. It's just so funny. Alright, next.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Joey?
I wouldn't play it. Whispers of the Devil, 2-cost. Divinity 2, chant/rune. You may pay 1 void more to play this card from a rune area. Draw 2 cards, you lose 500 life.
Alright, I dig it. Inside of your main deck.
I actually like this a lot.
Yeah, giving black draw power, but it has the drawback, so it's not like too crazy, but still 2 cards for 2 costs, which is decent. And then inside of your divinity area, once again, giving that 1 void more to make it feel a lot more balanced and stuff like that. That's not bad.
A lot of people are mentioning that. Like I saw a lot of people saying like, if you put it in your Rune deck, you're not losing the card, so it's like actually really good like card advantage for 3 cost.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, so like that's really good. In your deck, it's interesting. I don't like if I was playing like mystery counters, I'd probably just rather play blood spray because it's better. But
is it better?
Yeah. I was.
Yeah, if you're playing mystery counters, like blood spray actually kills stuff.
Where
it can destroy a resonator with.
Just that the artwork looked pretty cool. Like I'd like to see that full art on it.
Oh yeah. Flavor.
Yes. You are fated to die one way or another.
All right.
Creepy.
Oscar.
Last one up is Magic Stone of Corruption, which is special Magic Stone. Tap, produce black, or tap and pay 2 black to banish this card. Your opponent discards a card. Play this ability only during main timing. Main timing is when you can play a non-quick cast card.
It's like, listen, guys, this. This I really like the artwork for this. First off, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's I think it'll come into play late game when you have that hand control over your opponent, and or you've already played out of your hand control. Maybe you're not running too much in your deck because you don't want to flood it. So you've used it up, and they're pulling 1 card, and they only have 1 card in hand or something like that. You can use that ability. I don't think it's that great because of the main timing, so you can't have full control on your opponent. But yeah, it's decent, I guess.
Yeah, I like it. I don't like it that much. Like, it's really nice. It seems really nice late game to where like you're going to be able to like you're gonna have extra stones, so like you don't mind too much like destroying this. But yeah,
you're destroying it and tapping 2 stones on top of it. Though is the downside.
Yeah.
So that's
it's
3.
like it's really expensive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like I like this late game. I don't like it like early game. I think it's crap. But
oh yeah, no, it's useless early game.
Flavor on the bottom is Satan desire to corrupt the pure.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
All right.
So next up will be the actual spoilers from tonight, which
Whatever,
is White. This is Colin's favorite.
Pull it up here. Okay. Cool. So first up, we've got Bewilder. We got some kinky stuff going on here. 1 cost quick cast Divinity 2 Rune. Quick cast rest target J/Resonator. Okay, so literally the card we have right now, except now you can put it in your Rune deck, and it's only a Rune. You can't put it in your main deck. But interesting.
Oh, so yeah, this is our first. Got it. Yeah. That's cool.
I like this one.
It's decent. Yeah.
That's a really good Rune.
Play it in your main deck, I think this is good.
Flavor hallucinations produce momentary confusion. Who would have thunk that? Who would have thunk? All right.
It kind of looks like the angel is like treating the fallen angel to like trying to save him or something.
Or like giving him a massage, and he loves being blindfolded. Tony, there's some kinky stuff going on.
Maybe she's actually trying to like bewilder him and give him hallucinations. I thought she was trying to like help him, but maybe she's like whispering weird shit in his ear. Okay.
Probably.
Next one, Karmic Reversal. 2 cost, quick cast, Divinity 3. It's just a rune, not a rune chant. Quick cast. If damage would be dealt to target J/Resonator you control, is dealt to your opponent instead.
What? Whoa!
I like that.
That's crazy. That came out of nowhere. Just like, here's some cool runes, here's some
And
cool runes.
That's
also, here's like a
too.
god rune for a divinity of 3 and quick cast speed and only 2 cost that has the potential to not only save a J/Resonator, but could be a killing blow to your opponent if not a huge... Like imagine someone swinging in with IU and you block it or something like that. Or like, imagine someone... Obviously this rotating, but off the top of my head, like someone tries to steam explosion you and you play this. Like,
well, no, you... I guess Steam Explosion would work
yes,
on
it would
half
work.
of it, right? Because it still deals damage to J Resonators.
Yeah. And because of how stacking works, wouldn't your opponent die first if it was equal damage to you and your opponent, and you both would die from the damage? Pretty sure your opponent would die first. I could be thinking of that wrong, but...
I have no idea how that one would work. But, I mean, I don't think it's, like, crazy. Like, obviously, it's pretty awesome.
It's not, like, well, we'll see. I don't feel like it's overpowered, but I feel like this is probably one of the coolest... We've never had anything like this. I just think it's super interesting. This is really cool.
It's good that, like, it doesn't prevent damage to you, so just your J Resonators. So, like, you know, if they're just trying to burn you, you can't stop that. It's nice that if you block...
The new dragon that comes in and burns for 1,000, you now redirect that to your opponent's face for 1,000 damage for 2.
Ooh, so like deal it to yourself and then that's interesting. Wait, or am I thinking of a different? Are you talking about the 4-cost dragon? Colin?
Yeah, if your opponent's playing something, say Kirik, and they pull in that dragon and deal 1,000 damage to your J ruler, for example, which would kill it. For 2, not only does your J ruler survive, but now you're doing 1,000 damage to your opponent's face.
Right. See,
we kind of had it before. Sorry, I jumped in, but Leaf Protector, didn't it do it for chance though?
Leaf Protector was whenever damage is dealt to it like redirects it or something like that.
Like this is like a wide.
This is effect. This is a legit version.
Wide effect. Yeah. Carelessness bears face just as one thinks they've won. That is to say, the best time to turn the tables is at the very last moment of the battle. Adam Sidcart. Oh, that's so cool.
That's so wise really for a dumb bunny. That's cool. I like
Magic does have something similar to this, but I think it was like more expensive. I mean, I like that this is like a one-time only thing. Like, people are gonna have to play around it, which will give you, you know, like a little bit of leeway and stuff. Like,
yeah, it's important to know it's not a chant. It can only be runes, and you can only run one, and you can only play it once as of right now. There's nothing that flips over, so this is a one-off deal. But this, I feel like, as so far maybe there's crazier stuff, but this is like an instant lock-in for a light deck.
This is definitely the best rune, like plain out rune we've seen, I think, in my opinion. Like, yeah. Like, the thing about this too is like I feel like it shuts down like future attacks too. So like not only does it like redirect the first attack, like if you have other blockers up, because you know this seems to last until end of turn. I imagine.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have a clause, so I don't know. But
oh yeah, it's lasts till end of turn, so
instead. I don't know. It doesn't have a
it'd be cool if
it lasts, though.
It says if damage will be dealt to target J Resonator you control, it's dealt to your opponent instead. So I would assume it lasts until end of turn, because it doesn't say prevent the next damage. So
it just doesn't say it doesn't end. So like
not
I feel
that
like
it,
this is like
the only scenario it would matter because your opponent's not going to do stuff again. Unless there's a Resonator. I mean, I guess it matters in Wanderer because you could play Arthur Pendragon and then rest him and then play this so your opponents are all attacking into Arthur, which would be hilarious. But outside of that, in like New Frontiers, the only way I see that...
And in Wanderer, then using the card that says it can't be destroyed.
Yeah, and so... But the only way it matters in New Frontiers is like, say your opponent like goes to Lightning Strike your Resonator and it doesn't kill it, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. And they say in response then to the Lightning Strike, I'm also going to do this, and then you say in response I'm going to do this. So both of those damage themes hit this card on the stack. Outside of that, your opponent's not going to do damage to that Resonator again. Well, actually, at last audience, if they can make Last Audience survive a couple hits to the face, your opponent just keeps swinging into Last Audience.
Yeah.
Next card. Mini Meteor, 3 cost, 2 white and a void, Divinity 3. It's another rune. Rest all J/Resonators your opponent controls. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to J/Resonators your opponent controls until the end of turn.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the clause there, so it's not just a flat resting everything. I can kill all your stuff or do different things like that. You know, resting is still super strong and only Divinity 3, but that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting that it doesn't like you can't start attacking into their resonators or anything because it's like a good thing and a bad thing. But this is a potential like game finisher though. This is really interesting. Like you can't underestimate like those free attacks that you get. Like, and this just gives you like a free reign to just do as much damage as you can to your opponent.
Yeah.
He's pulling a Thanos, Colin, pulling down that meteor.
Yeah. Like, I'm a stupid bunny.
Shut up, he's
it says, "What's wrong? This much isn't anything to be afraid of." Adam C. card.
He's cool.
Dumb bunny.
I like him.
That's
cool. They're getting all the runes. It's pretty cool. Yeah. This is strong. I think this is good. This is really good. Like most resting, their resonators is like 5 mana. Like 4 mana.
But this has a caveat, and once again, it's only a rune, it's not a chant, and so it's only a one-time use as well. So it's, I mean, you don't need to run more because usually the other ones that are 5 cost and stuff, you run a bunch just so that you can run into it at some point to play it that one time for the game finisher. So technically, that trade-off doesn't really matter, only being able to play it once, because ideally it's used as a game finisher, but it can be used for other things.
The availability is amazing. It also can stop at them, it can have them skip their attack phase and stuff, because you just rest everything and they can't attack.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next up is Turntail. It's a 1-cost quick cast, Divinity 2 rune. Return target resonator you control to its owner's hand. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm not too big of a fan of this, but I mean, it's nice.
Save something real quick type of situation.
Yeah, you can save something from dying, especially if it has an enter effect.
Yeah, I always didn't really like these, but I feel like with enter effects, they do get much better.
Yeah.
It just felt like you were -1ing for yourself. Oh, I'm gonna play this resonator. Oh, well, I my previous turn I didn't do anything because I just brought him back into my hand. It's that sucks. But
I think it's fine. Especially depending on the type of deck. I think it's situational, but I think it's good. First lesson of Lunar Heaven Academy: how to run away. That's just like a stupid bunny.
Man, Colin is on bunnies like we were on pandas last time.
Yeah. Joey, and watch bunnies are gonna be god bunnies now.
Yay! He'll be Zeus's Grand Lightning. Sorry, Oscar. Bunnies are gonna be awesome.
This is it. This is it, boys.
Divinity 2 This is a Master Rune. Play this card only if your J ruler is Adam Sakart or Adam Sakart the Shimmering Rabbit. Remove target non-Magic Stone, non-J ruler entity from the game. Players cannot chase to this card.
Oh shit! Here we are, boy. One, in case you guys are wondering, if you're a patron, you've already seen it, but we did a podcast that'll be coming out Tuesday with Jeff. And one thing he had mentioned in the podcast that we hadn't seen yet is a Master Rune, and he didn't elaborate on what that was. So now we know it's the runes that are specific to a ruler, which we had talked about. Those would exist, and I totally forgot about it until just now. That's cool.
You forgot about Master Runes? This is awesome.
No, I forgot about that runes would be specific to rulers. Some would be.
Yeah. I think this is really, really good.
I think this is ridiculously good. This is like a better version of... Not better version. I take that back. It is, well, in some ways a better version of Zero's Magic Light. except it can do anything. It doesn't have to be blocking or attacking, and it can't be chased, and it can also do additions and stuff like that.
Not being chased is the best part about this card, honestly. Like,
yeah,
I like that a lot. Like, it makes it like, see, most stuff in like Magic, it says like this card cannot be countered, and this is pretty much what that is doing. Similar, you know.
Yeah.
It's like this card can't be countered. Like,
oh wait,
you can't stop it.
Someone pointed out this goes for Adam, and Adam's J ruler side gives all of his runes quick cast.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
This also has whenever you play a rune, choose one, you gain 500 life. Rest target Resonator, target J/Resonator gains 500 defense until end of turn.
Yeah. So like,
oh my
he
god,
also gets to rest stuff. No, this is. I think this
Adam
is really
suddenly
strong.
became super strong. Yeah. So people were worried that with the reveals so far, that the rulers and stuff wouldn't measure up and stuff. Which I mean, they still might not with the first set because of the amount of support. But if there's more stuff like this, then we'll be just fine.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think it's so interesting that they're going this like it feels more like it's getting more into like a chess match where like you know stuff that your opponent is gonna have, like they know kind of what you have. So it's like if I'm running Adam, they know I have like a Zeus's Grand Lightning like tucked in my back pocket. It's like,
but that's all they probably know.
Well, they probably know like like maybe 2 or 3 other runes because like you're gonna run the most OP runes probably. But like it's just so interesting to me that like you're gonna have to know like every single rune that your opponent can run in their rune deck too now. Like you're gonna have to know if you're facing like yellow or green. Oh, they could have this rune, they could have that rune. Like.
Well, and runes aren't color locked. We haven't run into color locked runes yet or anything like that. So, like, you can have a ruler and surprise your opponent with, oh, I'm running this rune, and that throws them off. And you can side deck into different runes and stuff like that. So I feel like it's going to add a whole new element to surprise decks and stuff like that. It'll add more diversity. So even if there is, hopefully there's not, but even if we come across a situation where it's like, hey, Adam is just taking top 8, maybe because Zeus's Grand Lightning, whatever, makes him super above the other rulers. I feel like because of this and because of the blank side of the ruler and stuff like that, it's no longer because of the ruler, and so as such we'll see a bigger variety of decks within that ruler and a variety of rune decks, and the runes are the main part that makes up the ruler, and so it's really you're following the runes and the deck more than the ruler. Although the ruler is still important, I feel like it's going to change how we follow the game type of deal.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But that's everything for
today. Do you think the master runes are going to be like limited to like 1 master rune? Yeah. I don't remember what Jeff said.
It's kind of 1 master rune per rune deck?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There's nothing in here that is that. I assume there'll be.
Sorry. I thought like this specific one. I didn't think you meant like master. Okay.
Right. No.
That
no,
didn't mean what I said.
Like,
because obviously this one name.
Right. My thing is like.
Because like
people are gonna rulers are gonna get master runes in each probably in each set going forward because they said that they want like the rulers to be flexible and like be able to play different ways. So like in my mind it's like we're gonna get another master rune. So is this in the set or is this in the?
It's in the starter deck.
We're still starter
decks.
Set number.
I wasn't sure. I keep getting it mixed up. Like I feel like he's also going to get support, like a master rune support in the actual set expansions.
I would think so too.
So like
basically kind of pulling the rulers thing.
But like then like I feel like they'll be too OP if you just eventually we get to like set 5 and it's like, oh, I'm just running 5 master runes because they're just that good.
No. You're looking at this the wrong way. First off, there's not going to be a master rune that does something similar to that 2 cost we saw that redirects damage that will be better than that. That's the peak of something that you're going to want to run.
Right.
You're going to, but I think you're looking at this, which is pretty generic. But this card as well is not going to be good against, say, a deck that is purely like control, like hand control, different things like that, and then they flip and do most of their damage with their ruler and their runes and stuff like that. This card's completely useless. So just because it's a master rune, I don't think necessarily means it's OP. And there could be more specific ones, like Keurig might be, this does 800 damage to target opponent. Well, that's useless once he goes against a light deck. So I think it's really just, I think you're looking at it the wrong way. Like, Master Runes, yes, are going to be stronger for what they do, but I don't think it'll be so strong that you're going to be running every Master Rune in existence. There's going to be some you either don't want to run
And don't forget what they had said is they're going to direct it towards, like, oh, is that white deck doing really good? You know, at the next set, don't give it support on that rune area. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be throttled down. They're going to give support elsewhere. So it will be held back in a way.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like eventually we're going to get to a point where, like, at least 1 or 2 or 3 of the decks will just be like, well, I'm just going to run all the master runes for this deck because they're all better than all the other runes.
Yeah.
Like,
and maybe they'll increase, you know, the cost of divinity on some of the master runes. You'll be like, well, at this point I can only reveal 2 master runes, even though they're all master runes.
Or it could be something like, whether it's in the CR or certain master runes, could be like, this does blankety blank. Pay 1 or 2 void more if you have another master rune revealed. You know, there's a lot of easy ways to make sure, you know.
Right.
But once again, I don't think it's going to be how you think it'll be. I think it'll be easier to tell once we see more master runes.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to try and limit it to like 1 master rune. Otherwise, I don't see why they would give it like a master rune subtype.
It's true.
Because they could have just had it say rune and then play this card only if your jailer is Adam, because that limits it the same way as like another rune of the same type. It's just like, why would it be a master rune if you can run multiple of them?
Well, there's probably going to be synergy. Like, your deck might say like, hey, blankety blank, this does 300 more damage for each master rune you control, or like for each master rune, yellow master rune, or I can't think on top of my head, but you know, and future proofing and stuff. Like, there's no reason not to add that subtype essentially at this point in time.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be like a limit of 1 master rune per rune deck.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think so, but I'm pretty excited for the rest of this week. It was basically a rune dump today, so I'm excited to see all the other color runes. I personally think they should have started with this to ease a lot of people's concerns for runes and stuff like that. Because if they started with this spoiler, maybe got rid of 1 or 2 runes and substituted in the J ruler.
Exactly, I think
people would have been like, "Woo!" And now here's all the support. Here's this Resonator that works with runes, and this chant that works with runes, and here's chant runes. That's pretty crazy, right? And it would all like make sense. Whereas before, people were not us necessarily, but people were confused or like worried, and then we're getting this, and we're like, oh, "Okay, this is better." I feel like the order was kind of wrong, but I mean, we're here now, so I'm excited for the rest of the week.
Well,
I kind of agree with you, but I also kind of don't.
Which also means Oscar's got to wait another week until Egyptian stuff.
I know, but we're getting some tomorrow at least, right? Oh wait, no, like what you're saying. Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah, this was runes for bunnies, which we had last week, which means tomorrow will be. But it means that we'll get machines.
Yeah, so your machine runes.
Yeah,
they're gonna be really good.
But
thank you guys for watching our spoilers and how we went over them. I feel like it went a little bit longer than normal, but I don't see the time.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the master and stuff.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.